Okay, random Mario thing is still in the upper right corner. If you can't see, it's basically just like a little tiny slice of Mario's head. It's really weird, and I don't know what I did to make that happen. I mean, it's not like this is the only time I've used this emulator, because I've used recorded stuff for Banjo-Tooie, obviously, and Super Banjo-Tooie. But I still need some coins, and yeah, I don't know where the stars. I haven't been paying that much attention. Really, an item question. Am I a picky eater? Well, I'll answer truthfully and say no, not really. What? Mario's not a picky eater either. He can't be with how large he is. So, a somewhat interesting, somewhat recent story for this game is that it's obviously not my favorite Mario Party since I'm just now getting to it, but it's still one that I've always had a soft spot for and hadn't played in a long time, and one day I spotted a 64 for like $10 at a garage sale, and I was like, this will be a perfect Mario Party 3 machine. So I go out on the eBays, and apparently Mario Party 3 is actually kind of rare and expensive now. Oh, this is the part where I just copy off of people. Oh my goodness, the clipping. Yeah, it was Boo. What is up with this game? So we go out on the eBays, and Mario Party 3 is kind of expensive, so I basically found out that I could get the entire trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, for the same price as the third one by itself if I opted to go for the Japanese versions. So that's what I did, and I have 3 Japanese Mario Party games, and yeah, I screwed up because I was busy talking and not paying attention to the actual game. This game sucks anyways, but at least now I get to dance. I really gotta work this into my next musical. But yeah, if you were as familiar with the game as I am, playing the game in Japanese is actually very easy. The only real bad consequences it has is, number one, when you're trying to shop for items, but you can, number one, go into a pictorial item description and max things up, or you can also be crazy like me and just have the order of the items memorized from the get-go. Traditionally speaking, anyways. Also, you tend to pretty quickly pick up on what mushroom looks like, because many different mushrooms, and you'll see that same word getting listed multiple times. And MPIQ, that quiz show minigame that we played at the start, is completely broken, because no one will be able to answer those trivia questions in Japanese, so that quickly just becomes a random, quickly buzz in, quick answer, hope you managed to get lucky 3 times. Which kind of ended up being the way my friends would play when we would play this game, like, because I'm like, this isn't how you play the game. So she landed on Bowser and she lost coins. It's all very sad. I'm not sure if it started in this game, it might have, but if you just so happen to have 0 coins, landing on Bowser is the best possible thing that can happen to you. Because when you land on Bowser, hang on, I can count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I am going to land on the bank if I do that. Because if you land on Bowser and you have 0 coins, Bowser feels sorry for you and says, "Here, take money." Oh yeah, be randomly generated, but I've gone from 0 to 40 coins that way before. And that can be highly instrumental in you getting a leg up. Now, I didn't really talk about it because it was kind of boring and, well, not boring, but it didn't really have much of an effect on the game, but that's also one of the things that they did for the last 5 turns in 6 and 7. It's in change from other games where they just try to come up with some overarching event that really shakes things up for everyone. Instead, they just pick whoever's in last and give them a random bonus. In some cases, that ends up being just here, take 40 coins, spend one place, which honestly is not usually all that thing anyway. Better know. Oh man, that's high, really? Hate competitive firefighting. Also, if you're playing solo, you will never, ever, ever get placed as the pumper. For whatever reason, that job is always relegated to the computer. I'm not sure why that is, but it is. Now, do I want to end this slog for stars and just use my magic lamp? Yes. I'm really gonna say no and just keep prolonging this lead tie. I mean, I have a lead thanks to an awesome thing. He asked for a lame item and Toad said he was greedy. Yeah, there's 2 different things that can happen on those item game spaces. You can actually play an item game, like Daisy's about to do. Hey, it's that baseball minigame I mentioned a couple of Mario Party recordings ago. You get to see it in action and how awesome it is. And yes, I was intentionally being sarcastic there. Mostly because, man, you don't really realize it, but way more often than not, it'll just be a pop fly, and then Koopa Kid catches it and you get nothing. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and use my magic lamp, because if I don't use it, then Mario will use his next turn. And I'm kind of tight in being stuck in this loop at the beginning of the board anyway. Lamp appears in all 3 games in the item trilogy. They take you to various different locations. The 1 and 2 takes you into space. This one takes you into the sun. And the 3rd one just bounces you around. So that one's probably the least exciting trip. The writer's perspective, at least. The most deadly is definitely the one I just took. Getting even remotely close to any sun or celestial body of a decent enough magnitude is definitely a bad idea. And one other thing I probably should point out is, now that Daisy's portrait has disappeared off the screen thanks to this upcoming item minigame, I can't talk about it, but Daisy has a red crown in this and like maybe 2 or 3 other games. She switches over to a regular crown GameCube era, but for a while she has a red crown, and I'm not sure what it is. She debuted in a Game Boy game, and so there can't have been any particular distinctions over what color her crown was. And on top of that, yeah, I don't know why she has a red crown. I think Super Mario Land, which is the game Daisy debuted in, is the only time anyone has ever been to the kingdom that she is princess of, which is called Sarasa Land, if I'm pronouncing that right. This game has a potential to be super hilarious, because you can basically just trying to match things up appropriately. And, bad at the game, you can get some really hilarious combinations, and I just got it perfect. Wow. My strategy for that one is just to not watch for the correct one, but watch for whichever one appears before the correct one. That was enough to get the first 2, but that 3rd one was pretty much just complete luck on my part. Now, I remember playing a Mario Party game, which is similar to that, which you just hit roulette boxes for a while. I won a game, and I was like, yeah, I won! And then my friend who I'm playing with, that was pure luck. And I guess I was so bad at reading sarcasm that I didn't take that as an insult. I was like, yeah, it was luck, yay! And what can I say? I was dumber when I was we all were, so don't get testy with me. I don't even know what that would mean, but it means something. So in this current situation, it would be possible to show off the immense power of this amazing item that only appears in this game. That item is called the Reverse Shroom, which does exactly what you think it would. It makes you go backwards, except it allows you to go backwards into ways that, like, you normally wouldn't be able to go. Like, you reach a junction and you can go any way you want. So it's pretty powerful in that regard, because it can allow you to back up into certain spots that you might have needed another item to get to, or, you know, had to have bypassed some sort of board event or something. However, I do not have access to a Reverse Shroom, and there's no guarantee anyone's going to get a Reverse Shroom throughout the entirety of this game, which is why I'm bringing them up just in case that never happens. Alright, can we actually have a battle game this time? Are you kidding me? Battle games are so fun, and why do you gotta keep doing this to me, Goomba? I'm gonna squish you next chance I get, which will be very soon because you squish Goombas in most Mario games. Are we going to have a battle game this time? Phew. If we missed out 3 times in a row. Though I gotta say, this is gonna be a pretty important battle minigame because only one person could afford it, and almost everyone had to pay in all their money. And I'm pausing and sounding sad. I don't know if I sound sad, but this is a luck-based battle minigame. 3 was kind of bad in that regard. Like, there aren't a ton of battle minigames, and I think like between a third and a half of them are luck-based. Which is a good or a bad thing, depending on who you are. If you're someone watching this, then you're rooting for luck-based battle minigames that go crazy, because who doesn't love seeing crazy stuff like that happen? Probably saw at the beginning there was a Toad, Bowser, and Boo cards. Toad lets you continue, Bowser kicks you out, and no one's Boo yet, but Boo just shuffles people's turn orders, so you could potentially get lucky and have your turn skipped that way. Yeah! I'm at least getting 2nd place, so I'm getting money. How much money? I don't know. What did I pay in? 9? Yeah! So I'll pretty much certainly be getting my money back, plus like a handful of coins. So, yeah, I knew it. Next time, if you miss a card somehow, that means it's a sign that you shouldn't pick it. So I got 1 coin out of that.